What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with my top 8 predictions of what the Western Conference is going to be by the end of the season. Now, I do usually update this list around All Star Weekend to predict who's going to be locked in to the playoffs, but this is tough as we don't know trade deadline. We don't know what's going to happen with Harden. And a lot of that stuff will make this list wrong. But this is just for fun and just kind of guess. I usually get a lot of this right, but we'll see. There's still a lot of unknown. So Utah, I got them number 8. And the biggest reason why I don't think they made a significant improvement, I don't think they got significantly better. I feel like they stayed pat. They're banking on you know, the chemistry. They're banking on chemistry to save them. Guys that have been together, guys that have played well, and they're trying to build upon what they did in the bubble, and play better together. That's their internal growth. Is the way the Jazz are going for them to be able to be a special team. They defense did slip last year. They've been known as a great defensive team. It slipped. And that was one of the reasons why they struggled against Denver is because they couldn't really stop anybody. Now, if they're going to be more of an up-tempo score-first team, I think they take a step back. They defense and the ugliness of how they played kept them in games and kept their opponents at bay if they couldn't score. And I see them going in a different direction, and I see them falling because of that. Honestly, I don't think it's really no right or wrong answer for the Western Conference because all these teams are close or at the same level. So being the eighth seed in the West isn't that bad, because the West is just that good. And Utah is a team that was one of the best teams in the West last year, but they was up and down. They was able to figure it out and get one of them top 5 seeds, but I don't see that happening this year as teams have gotten better, and I feel like they have stayed the same, and I don't see them being a contender this year. Number 7, the Blazers. Some people have the Blazers falling out. Some people think the Blazers are great. I think they're going to be good, but I always tell you, it depends on how well CJ and Dame does. If they can be an unstoppable duo that's pouring it on everybody, this is going to be a difficult team to stop. They have Nurkic, who is a solid defender, a solid passer, one of the decent centers still in the game. You have the fact that they added Covington, who I don't think is as great as everybody else do, but he's an upgrade over Rodney Hood, who's coming off an injury. He's an upgrade over Carmelo because he's a better defender and a solid rebounder, and he's a guy that knows his role. Is not going to try to ask for too many shots. He's going to, camouflage into the system and allow people to do their things, and he's just going to hit you when it hurts if you don't pay attention to him. And I'm not really worried about Dame and CJ. They're two of the best players in the world. They one of the best backcourts in the world. It's just about how far can they take this team. I don't see them being an elite defensive team, but I do see them being a team that's going to be tough to defend, especially when Dame is aggressive. But when you look at the fact that the West is so deep, they're not going to be able to win a significant amount of games unless they're still in them. And if they do, they'll move higher. If not, they're going to be around what they was last year because the West got significantly better, and a lot of teams that was worse, move up, and a lot of other teams that was great, they either are still better than the Blazers or they got a little bit better, which means the Blazers don't really make up that ground to pass them up, in my personal opinion. Golden State, this is a team that I had making it last year, but I didn't know that Steph would play less than 5 games. But I do think that they have enough. Steve Kerr, Draymond, and Steph with some solid players, sprinkled around them. If they can stay healthy, they're going to be a decent team. I don't look at them as contenders. I don't look at them as a dominant team that's going to be obliterating everybody. But I do look at the fact that Steph is healthy. He's a lot stronger. He's a guy that's always moving, always causing chaos, and you have to pay attention to him. And that allows, the job of the players around him to be easier, as all they have to do is finish plays, make the right play, or score the basketball. And if they do that, in this system, they're going to be interesting. I don't look at them as a team that's going to win the title. I don't look at them as a legitimate championship contender this year, but that's why I have them 6. Fifth, I got the Suns. A lot of people would go crazy, but I feel like the addition of Chris Paul is better. They're going to have to rely a lot on their young players, and that's why a lot of people are not as high on them as I am. But you look at the fact that they didn't have Aiden for majority of the season, and then they still had a chance to be the eighth seed after that. Then they added Chris Paul. Then they got more deeper, and they have the development and the growth of their young players coming into this season as they have had a lot of months off because they got eliminated from the bubble, which means they have more time to work on their game. The only thing that's going to kill their record is chemistry. They got a lot of new pieces and a lot of new guys in their role, and they are banking on the growth and the development of their young players that they had last year. But Chris Paul knows how to close games, same as Devin Booker. DeAndre Ayton has got a decent on defense, great rebounder, good size, and Chris Paul helps those guys out a lot. Plus, he's going to help everybody get easier opportunities, and he's going to help slow down games and make sure they're making the right plays and the right decisions on every possession. And I think that that's such a huge upgrade for them that I have them within the top five. Fourth, I got Denver. I think Denver is going to take a slide, but not a significant slide, just because I still see them being dangerous. Because as long as they have Jamal Murray and they have Nikola Jokic playing at a high level with some solid players contributing, they're going to be dangerous just because they're going to be tough to defend. They're going to be tough to close out, and they're going to keep coming at you. And if you have nobody that can stay with them, or they're going against bad teams, they should be able to beat those teams pretty easily and consistently. And that's why they have been a top two seed, top three seed the last couple years, just because that duo is so good. But I do think their team took a hit. Just like the Suns, they're going to rely a lot more on their young players to really contribute. And I think that's when they take a hit. And I don't think their defense got significantly better. And I don't think their team is better than what it was last year. But I do think they're a lot more dangerous. And I do think the fact that Jamal Murray confidence is through the roof, especially what he did in the bubble. If he can bring that same play and Jokic can bring that all NBA game, which he had did the last couple seasons, they're going to be one of the best duos. And as long as those guys are knocking down shots and making plays, that the rest of the team is just going to feed off that and play their game. This is going to surprise people, but I got the Dallas Mavericks being third just because they was dangerous last year, and Porzingis had some minor injuries. Same with Luka, but I feel like they was never clicking. They was never on the same page. They never really played off each other that well. But I look at it like once he come back and Luka continues to play his game and be the centerfold of the offense and just going out there picking the people apart or just punishing them with their decisions of his scoring ability, the team that they have around him is dangerous. They have the right people to complement him and Porzingis, and it was already one of the most unguardable teams last year. And I don't really see that changing this year. If anything, I see them getting better. They got more ball handlers. They still got a lot of shooting, and they still have Luka. And that's an engine. That's a team that's always coming at you on every play, and I think they're going to be tough. The key is how much games are Porzingis going to play, and if he comes back, how rusty will he be? And if even that, can he really just give them what he got last year or just be a little bit better? And if he does, I feel like the team around him is better. So I still think they're going to be good. Clippers, I don't really think this is going to change. They didn't really have Paul George that much. They didn't really have Kawhi Leonard that much, and they finished the number 2 seed in the Western Conference through all that turmoil, through all that chaos and all that inconsistency and chemistry issues. They were still able to figure it out enough to finish second in the Western Conference, which is tough, but they did it. I don't really see that changing. I think their defense took a hit because of motivation, and I don't really think they was focused and locked in as a team. But with all of the people doubting them, with all the people wanting to see what they're made of, with all the people thinking they're not that good, I think that that's going to be the thing that should, light a fire under them and Kawhi Leonard. And hopefully, they have a better season. So I'm going with them number 2. And Lakers, not really much to say about them. They was the best team last year, the number 1 team in the West during conference. The NBA championships pretty much ran through the West pretty easy. And the only trouble they had was against the Heat. I feel like they upgraded their offense last year, and I feel like Anthony Davis and LeBron still are going to be playing at a high dominant level, and their defense should still be pretty decent enough for them to beat the teams that they have to beat to be number one. So I don't really see this changing this year. I don't really see LeBron taking a steep decline because he was just playing a couple months ago. He looked great. Anthony Davis was dominant in the playoffs. I don't really see that changing this year. And at the same time, I don't really think their defense is going to take that significant of a hit. So, I think they'll be fine. So I still got them number one and the best team in the Western Conference, just like last year. Other than that, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that likes on Facebook and continue to check it out. You can also buy merchandise on my Facebook page. You can customize the shirt how you want it, change the color of the shirt, change the color of the logo, pick it the way you want it to be. Message me and I can get it shipped out to you. Not only that, you can buy exclusive merchandise that's only available on my spread shirt. If you like, if you want to support the channel, you can do that. Also, if you don't want to buy any merchandise, that's fine. You can still support the channel by liking and sharing the video. The more you like and share, the more people to reach. The more people to reach, the better it is. At the end of the day, also, I have over 2,000 videos, so if you want to check out my older videos and you want to be a fan, subscribe and check those out. I do breakdowns of players, legends, and also rookies, and also summer league breakdowns, free agency top 10 lists. Not only that, playoff predictions and discussions just like this, even about the hottest topics, and I upload each and every day. So that's something that should motivate you to subscribe and become part of the family. But not only that, comment. Feel free to let me know what you guys agree with, disagree with, and let me know y'all lists in the comment section below, as I do read every comment. So don't forget that, and don't be scared because I'm not going to attack you. Other than that, Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis, I'm signing out, and this is my top 8 teams in the Western Conference.